Okay, so let's get right into it. The idea, it's just so tempting, isn't it? Owning a car with one of the most famous badges in the world, a real, honest-to-goodness V8-powered Porsche for the price of a used Honda. It sounds like you've somehow beaten the system, but is this a dream come true, or just a total financial nightmare waiting to spring on you?
That's right. For less than 10 grand, you can have a first-generation Porsche Cayenne sitting in your driveway. A big, powerful SUV with that legendary performance, the prestige, and of course, the all-important Porsche crest sitting right there on the hood. You get to tell people you own a Porsche. But before you go and drain your bank account,
you have to stop and ask yourself the big question. Why? Why is a car that could cost $100,000 when new now selling for pennies on the dollar? Well, the answer is simple, and it's what this whole explainer's about. The purchase price isn't the real cost. It's just the ticket to get into the theater. The real price of this Porsche is hiding in the repair bills.
Let's start with the big one, the most infamous, the most legendary failure. It's a ticking time bomb buried deep inside the Cayenne's V8 engine. And with this one, it's not a question of if it's going to fail, but when.
You almost have to laugh at the engineering here. It's so wild. Porsche's brilliant engineers decided to run these super important coolant pipes, made of plastic, right through the hottest part of the entire engine. You know, the V between the cylinder banks. So after years and years of getting baked, that plastic gets brittle, it cracks, and boom, it dumps all of your engine's coolant in a matter of seconds. It's an absolutely catastrophic design flaw.
And here's where it gets truly painful. You see, what would be a $50 part on a normal car suddenly becomes a $1,000 to $2,000 repair on the Cayenne, and that's pretty much just for labor. And to make it even worse, you know what else Porsche hid under that same manifold? The starter motor. So while the mechanic has the whole engine torn apart, you might as well pay another few $100 to replace that too. It's like they wanted it to be a nightmare to fix.
All right, moving on to the next common disaster. This one won't kill your engine, but it will absolutely kill your car's posture. And let's be honest, your pride.
So the Cayenne's fancy air suspension gives it this amazing plush ride when it works. But those air springs, they're basically just high-tech rubber bags. And what happens to rubber after a decade? It gets old, it dries out, and it cracks. I mean, this isn't a maybe, it's a guarantee. The bags start leaking, and then the little compressor has to work 24/7 to keep the car level until it just gives up and burns itself out from pure exhaustion.
and yeah, this is the end result. Your proud, muscular German SUV just sags. On one corner, maybe all four. It looks broken. It looks sad. It looks like it's given up. This is not the powerful image you had in mind when you told your friends you bought a Porsche.
So you're stuck in this suspension purgatory, and you've got two ways out. Option one, spend thousands replacing the air system parts, knowing full well they're just going to fail again down the road. Or option two, the smart move. Just rip it all out and convert to good old-fashioned steel coil springs. The only problem? Even that smart choice will cost you somewhere between $1,500 and $3,000 for a good kit. For that money, you could buy a whole other, more reliable car.
But wait, there's more. What's the point of a giant, powerful SUV if it can't actually send power to all four wheels? Let's talk about the system that's supposed to make the Cayenne a beast in any weather. Supposed to. See, deep inside the car, there's this thing called a transfer case, and on it, there's a small electric motor. This little guy's only job is to turn on the all-wheel drive system. But the plastic gears inside it wear out, the motor basically self-destructs, and just like that, your high-tech Porsche 4x4 system is, well, now it's a 2x4. You get a big warning light on the dash and a very heavy rear-wheel drive SUV that's suddenly terrified of a little bit of snow. And just to replace that one little motor, not the whole system, just the motor, you're looking at $300 to $600 for the part alone. And that's before you pay a specialist to get under the car, install it, and do all the electronic wizardry to make it work again. A tiny part causing a huge, expensive headache. Okay, now to be fair, we've just spent a lot of time talking about when things go wrong. But what about when they go right? What about those few, beautiful, fleeting moments in between repair bills? And this is why the car is so dang tempting. Because when a V8 Cayenne is actually working right, it is magnificent. The sound from that V8 is incredible. The turbo models are just shockingly, stupidly fast, like they defy physics. And they really are capable off-road, when the suspension and four-wheel drive are working. For under 10 grand, you are getting a staggering amount of car. But that's the real problem, isn't it? The joy you get from owning it is always temporary. It's always overshadowed by the sense of dread, just waiting for that next, inevitable four-figure repair bill to show up.
You're not really driving a car, you're driving a ticking clock, just wondering what expensive part is going to decide to quit today.
So, after all that, the catastrophic coolant pipes, the saggy suspension, the busted four-wheel drive, what's the final call? Should you actually buy this $10,000 Porsche?
So here it is. The Cayenne is a fantastic machine. It's a wonderful thing to drive for about the 15 minutes you get between catastrophic repair bills. The ownership cycle is brutal. You fix it, you enjoy it for one brief shining moment, and then something else breaks. It's less like owning a car and more like personally funding your mechanic's retirement plan.
So, our verdict couldn't be clear. Unless you happen to be a master Porsche mechanic with a professional garage in your backyard and a deep, deep love for financial pain, this is a car you should just walk away from. The dream of a cheap Porsche is just that, a dream. And this one can turn into a nightmare real quick. Our final verdict? It's a resounding buy.